Kitchener stitch is a way to seamlessly join two pieces of fabric together. So normally it's used for something like socks for the toes or for mittens, things like that. But you can also use it on flat pieces. So I have got a Hexagon cardigan here, and I want the central join at the front and the back to be seamless. So I'm going to use Kitchener stitch for that. I've got my two pieces of fabric, whatever you're joining, whether it's the toe of your socks or, like in my case, this cardigan, and I've got the wrong sides together. So if we look at both sides, the right sides are facing out. Okay, the stitches are near the ends of the needles and the needle tips are pointing to the right. So I want the yarn to come from my back needle. Now I've already got yarn here because this is where my row finished. If you haven't, then go ahead and attach some yarn to the back piece. Now you want to measure a piece that's about 4 times the length of the piece that you're seaming. So for example, my piece is going to be about 50 centimeters. So I've cut a length of yarn that's 2 meters long, and I've threaded that onto my darning needle. So the first step that I'm going to do here is just a setup step, and this is just done once at the beginning. So we're going to take our darning needle from attached at the back, and we're going to put it into the stitch on the front needle purlwise. So that means that we're going in from right to left. And we don't want this stitch to come off the needle, so we're just going to pull our yarn through and just secure the stitch with your finger just to make sure that it doesn't slide off. Okay, so we're going to pull those two together, but not too tight yet. Then we want to move to the back needle and we're going to put it through knitwise. So we're going from left to right into that back stitch. And again, we don't want this to leave the needle, leave the knitting needle, so we're just holding it with our finger. And you want to make sure that when you're pulling this yarn through, that it's going underneath the needles. You don't want it to be going in between or over the top. Okay, so that's our setup. Now we're going to start our 4-step repeat. So we insert knitwise into the first stitch on this front needle. So we're going from left to right knitwise into the stitch, and then we want to just let that drop off the needle. To keep hold of the other ones with your finger just to make sure they don't come off. And at this point, don't pull it too tight. Then we're going to insert into the next stitch purlwise, and we're going to keep hold of the stitch with our finger because we don't want that to slide off. So both those first 2 steps are done on the front needle, and now we move into the back needle, and we're going to pop the darning needle through purlwise. So we're going right to left. And again, you've got to make sure that the thread is going underneath the needle, and just slip that stitch off gently there and pull the yarn through and insert into the next stitch knitwise, so going from left to right, and we need to hold this stitch with our finger. Okay, and that's our first repeat, and we're just going to gently pull that, not too tight. Like I said, we don't want to pull the stitches too tight. We want to try and keep the same tension as the knitting. Okay, next one. So we start our repeat again. So knit, slip, purl and hold. And then on the back needle, purl and slip. Oops. Knit and hold. So it's not a fast process, but it's definitely worth taking the time. So I'm only tightening very gently. So if you have a look here, you can barely see where the join is. So if I just follow the tail here, so this is the row of stitches. And I haven't pulled them too tight. I've tried to keep them the same tension as the other piece. So if you take a look at your piece so far, you'll see that what's happening is it's actually creating a brand new row of stitches. So you're not sewing them together like with mattress stitch where you pull them tight. It's actually creating a fresh row of stitches, and that way it creates this really nice seamless design. But you need to make sure that you don't pull it too tight, otherwise you'll gather these and you'll get that visible join down the middle. So just try and keep your stitches when you're sewing them together, just try and make sure that you keep them the same tension as the other stitches on the pieces that you're joining. So before we get back to more Kitchener stitch, then I would love it if you would subscribe, and then you can keep up to date with all my future videos. So every now and again, just check. So you can see here it's got very loose. So I just need to go along one by one, pulling the loops, not tightening them too much. I'm still keeping them so they've got that natural V. Just teasing that all the way along till we get to the end. Now if we look here, we can see all the rows, all the columns look pretty perfect, but then when we get to here, don't know if you can see, they're not lined up anymore. So that would indicate to me that this bit here is too tight. So if I just try and find where it's got too tight, you can see the stitches here are really tiny. So I've pulled it too tight on this bit. So I just need to work back from here. So just pull the loop out a little bit. Just do a little bit first. Don't want to make it too loose, and just work backwards. Just evening out the tension. So it is really important that you keep looking at your seaming, at your work, just to make sure that you can pick up any errors or anything that just needs a slight little tweak along the way, because I don't want to have to do this all the way along the whole row. I've worked all along these stitches now, and I've just got 2 left on each needle. I'm working to this point here. So for me, I've just got 2 stitches on the front needle and 2 stitches on the back needle left to graft together. So I'm going to carry on with the usual process. So in knitwise and slipping that off, in purlwise, just hold that one on, tighten that up, back needle purlwise, slip it off, and knitwise hold it on and just tighten up those stitches, but obviously not too tight. So now this is my last stitch that I'm grafting on this needle and the last stitch on this one. So all we're going to do this time is in to the front needle knitwise and slip that off, and then into the back needle purlwise and slip that one off, and then just pull that, and all you need to do now is just check you've neatened up your stitches, weaving the ends, and then just give your knitted piece a little stretch just to even out those stitches. And this is where blocking is really important. So when you've finished the entire thing, give it a good block, and that will help to settle out this seam and it will become virtually invisible.